What is going on?
And good morning. We have an NBC News special report.
Oval-shaped object appears in major cities. Gordo, there's something going on!
This critical message is being delivered by the emergency alert.
All right, I'm getting a little nervous here.
We interrupt regular
Dear God.
programming.
This world is... What the fuck?
What's going on?
Gord! This is...
Oh, what is this?
I don't know, but I'm getting nervous. See, I told you guys we needed a fucking plan! We need a fucking... Call Ronnie. Call Anthony! Gordy!
The U.S. government has issued
What is that?
emergency for the continental United
I'm
States.
afraid. I'm gonna call Nani.
11 multiple sites.
Okay, my phone is not fucking working! Okay.
Oh, they're saying aliens.
Across major population areas around
What?
these unidentified suspended
Oh, dear God!
1,400
Call Nani right now!
They're saying aliens.
Stop playing around! Hey, Gordy? I'm scared. I'm afraid. I'm afraid! Gordy!
What should we do?
Stop sitting on your fucking ass and help me! I told them we're supposed to have some kind of hand crane. We don't have any shit we're supposed to have. We don't have anything we're supposed to have for this emergency! Dom, I don't feel good. Dom, I feel lightheaded. Dominic, I feel lightheaded. Is Florida in the danger zone? Just fucking tell us! I can't read this fucking map! Put on CNN! I'm not fucking kidding! I don't feel good. I feel lightheaded. I'm not kidding.
Given the uncertainty concerning these objects,
Oh my God, I'm gonna cry. I need to go. Come help me! Oh, fuck! Dominic? Dominic. Stop! Why are you laughing, Dominic? Why are you fucking laughing, you high? What are you doing?
Despite living a walkable distance to a public pool, I want to show you how street and urban design make this unwalkable. Right off the bat, this section of the walk has almost no urban tree canopy, which can change the surface temperature up to 25 degrees. My neighbor Matt often posts pictures of the difference in temperature based on the shade and not shade in his yard. Here's the most recent one he posted. It's illegal to park within 15 feet of an intersection, in part because this car decreases visibility from pedestrians that are entering the intersection. This is what is known as daylighting, and if you enforce it by putting up bollards or a bike rack, that keeps cars from parking illegally like these ones. It would be very easy for a kid to step out and get hit by this car that this car never saw coming. I don't feel comfortable showing the video, but there is a horrific video on the news from yesterday of a kid getting hit in a neighborhood nearby. According to the Trust for Public Land, over 100 million Americans are not within a walking distance of a park. But despite this being a walkable distance, there's many reasons why it's unwalkable. This road is incredibly unsafe, with it being 4 lanes and a sidewalk bumped right up against the road. It's exposing pedestrians to really fast traffic. But I want you to notice something. Things like light poles are offset. Clearing obstacles away from cars is what is known as a clear zone. Essentially, it gives cars a little space to recover if they go off track before they damage or hit anything. But the irony of this is that humans inhabit the clear zone. And just a reminder, people do have to walk here. Not a lot of curb cuts, which makes a challenge for accessibility. Mind you, jaywalking is not illegal in Tennessee. You can do it. In fact, that is an unofficial unmarked walk. Pedestrians technically have right of way and vehicles should stop, but they don't. I guarantee you, if that mother and child I showed you earlier got hit crossing the street, then the first paragraph of the news article would mention that she was not in a crosswalk. What would you expect her to do? To walk half a mile that way to the next lit intersection and then walk a half mile back with a small toddler? When you make the safe option inconvenient, you incentivize risky behavior. Another thing we need to consider is, what do we mean by walkable? Jeff Speck in his book Walkable City mentions a few different things that we need to consider with walkability. The first one is safety, which is a lot of what I'm touching on now. But you also want to think of things like the practical walk. A while ago, this used to be 4 lanes in one direction. Pay attention to this building because it's in the background of this picture. And you can see when this road was narrower and slower, it was lively. But when we made it 4 lanes in one direction, it made this neighborhood a place to pass through rather than a destination in which to arrive at. So now what you'll see is a lot of vacant land, parking lot. Though they switched it back to 2 lanes in each direction, which helped, it's still too wide and doesn't facilitate any other type of traffic like bikes and whatnot. Even if this was a safe walk, it's not really a practical walk. There's not a lot of places for me to go to meet my daily needs via walking. There's considerations like the comfortable walk, the enjoyable walk, which again, with the lack of urban canopy, the speeding cars and noise, the general lack of ambiance, this is not a very enjoyable walk. Notice the bollards, the reinforced wall, and the guardrail right here on the sidewalk. That's because this strip of buildings became really dangerous when this was 4 lanes in one direction and this building kept getting hit. When you see highway infrastructure in an urban environment, you got to think the road has a poor design element to it. Because technically, now this is street side parking, but you're obstructed by this to enter the store. This sidewalk is so dangerous and makes so little sense to spend time on that despite this looking like a downtown strip, all the businesses put their trash out here and treat this like an alleyway and have signs which say things like parking in the rear. Oh hey, there's a bench brought to you by the Chattanooga Urbanist Society. Here's where pedestrians are supposed to be. Here's some damage caused by cars. And now the walk sign is telling me I can cross here, but notice how the sidewalk abruptly ends. I have no option to continue on. More damage in a pedestrian space, lots of shattered car pieces and detritus, more highway infrastructure, and bollards on this side of the building. That's because it was 4 lanes in this direction. I'm technically at the park I want to be at, but notice there's a high fence keeping me from going in, and it's even higher over there, like 15 feet. This is something most parks department don't even take into consideration, because regardless of which direction I go as a pedestrian, I'm technically almost walking past where I'm going and then walking back to it. I can get to this park in just over 10 to 12 minutes, but it's another 6 to 7 minutes to get to the pool. And notice how the sign's offset. That's to minimize the potential damage when cars come here. This really isn't obstructing. Like, I could get by even with a mobility aid. But if you look up there, you can see some signs that are completely covering the sidewalk. For months, there were barrels that were used in the street, removed to the sidewalk, and left on the sidewalk, completely obstructing it. Because again, they don't expect that pedestrians or people would be here on foot. The brick doesn't match because a car ran into this and destroyed it. This is a slip lane. It prioritizes a car being able to not have to slow down to turn in, but it's also the continuation of the pedestrian path. These slip lanes are incredibly dangerous, and it's unnecessary in this situation. A car should just take a 90-degree turn right there. I'm technically in the park, but I'm still not close to my destination. I'm gonna walk through the grass just to take advantage of some of the shade. Until we get local politicians and officials subjected to the walking conditions that many Americans are forced to experience, they won't have built up enough empathy required for the political will it's going to take to change this situation. Okay, I made it.
Let's go, the final of the women's 4x100 meter relay.
The USA can see Jamaica early in this race. The first 2 passes have been made. Jamaica and the US down the back stretch.
Look at Shelley Ann Fraser-Price go. But it's a good run from TT Terry.
She has held her own, but now the Jamaicans have taken the lead. It's up to Gabby Thomas to close the gap.
Gabby Thomas up against Shashalee Forbes. Thomas gets the lead. Gives it to Sha'Carri Richardson. Here comes Sharika Jackson. It's Sha'Carri and Sharika. The USA in front. Nobody's catching Sha'Carri Richardson. It's gold for the United States.
Thank you very much, Jim, for this opportunity. I want to thank Governor Romney and the University of Denver for your hospitality.
The only person on this stage is a convicted felon, is the man I'm looking at right now.
But he could be a convicted felon as soon as he gets out of office.
Thank you, Jim. It's an honor to be here with you, and I appreciate the chance to be with the President. And congratulations to you, Mr. President, on your anniversary. I'm sure this was the most romantic place you could imagine, here with me. So congratulations.
Having sex with a porn star on the night while your wife was pregnant? I mean, what are you talking about? You have the morals of an alley cat.
Give an answer. I didn't have sex with a porn star.
Tuition low for our young people. When it comes to our tax code, Governor Romney and I both agree that our corporate tax rate is too high.
Jake, both of you know that story has been totally wiped out because he made up the Charlottesville story, and you'll see it.
The total initiative wrote.
I really don't know what he said at the end of that sentence. I don't think he knows what he said either.
On energy, Governor Romney and I, we both agree that we've got to boost American energy production.
And by the way, I told you before, I'm happy to play golf if you carry your own bag. Think you can do it?
That's the biggest lie. He's a 6 handicap of all.
I was an 8 handicap.
Yeah.
8.
Never.
But I have, you know how many...
I've seen you swing. I know you swing.
Yeah,
let's not act like children.
President Trump, we're going to...
Let's not act like children.
You are a child.
First, education. I agree. Education is key, particularly the future of our economy.
The whole world is blowing up under him.
Never heard so much malarkey in my whole life. Kim Jong-un, we sent love letters to, and Putin, etc.
Taxation. We agree. We ought to bring the tax rates down, and I do, both for corporations and for individuals.
Molesting a woman in public.
I wasn't really going to run until I saw the horrible job he did. But unfortunately, it's driven up my numbers and driven them up to a very high level because the people understand it.
Let's see what your numbers are when this election is over. Let's see. You're a whiner.
I also believe that we've got to look at the energy sources of the future, like wind and solar and biofuels.
With the COVID, with dealing with everything we have to do with, look.
Do we embrace a new economic patriotism that says America does best when the middle class does best? And I'm looking forward to having that debate.
What is your partner's least attractive feature?
Probably your lower back hair.
I knew you were going to say
I'm sorry. You're like a monkey, dude.
All right, well, she snores. What is your partner's least attractive feature?
Probably that he's a man. I'm not gay.
Right, yeah, I'm not gay either. So us being together,
What is your partner's least attractive feature?
Probably her vagina. I'm gay, so I prefer penis.
And I don't like his penis because I'm a lesbian.
I hate your penis.
I don't like your penis. It's not the way I want to have sex.
What is your partner? Sorry, you guys aren't gay, are you?
What? No.
Okay, what's your partner's least attractive feature?
Well, I don't like anything about her because she's not an animal. I'm into animals.
And I am gay. I'm also a liar. I lied to you. I don't like penis. I don't like his balls.
Are you a heterosexual couple?
Yes.
Are you into animals?
No.
Great. What is your partner's least attractive feature?
Nothing. My sister's perfect.
I love everything about my brother.
Come on!
Tigers, snakes, wombats, tigers, fish, different kinds of fish.